There's a difference between a beating and a spanking.
Yes. Well, spanking, you just spank them a little bit with your hand or something, let them know that's wrong what they're doing.
And he would tear you up if you missed.
How often would he beat you?
Too much.
You tell a story in the book of one occasion you cite when you're getting out of the bathtub and he whacks you. How old were you then?
I was very young.
Were you
Yes,
sexually
yes, we were.
abused as a child?
Yes, sexually abused, physical and mentally as well.
And burning our feet with fire while we were asleep and laughing. But we can't say no because then he beats us.
What else would he use to hit you with?
Iron cords. Whatever's around.
Are broken toys, 'cause I'm a big boy now that's looking for someone to love. Oh yes, someone to share my dreams. Oh yeah.
Hello, my name is Ethel B. Wilbon Edwards. I'm a relative of Katherine Jackson. We're here now today recording at Gordon Keith's home where the Jackson Fives used to come here and practice on their music. And I would just want to let you all know I had a pivotal moment when I went to see my mom at the nursing home. She came up with some information that astounded me, and I was very overwhelmed by some of the things that she said. For instance, I did not know that Mr. Joe Jackson was taking advantage of his children. And my mom told me that Katherine couldn't stick her head out of the door because if she did, Joe would just go there with her physically. And therefore, she would always take the kids and run away to Matt's house. And if he found her over Matt's house, she would then leave and go down on Melville Street to my auntie's house. Her name was Annie. And Annie would hide her and her children out until everything blowed over. But it was so emotional to me that I didn't even know if I wanted to reveal this, but the truth remains and speaks for itself. And I'm hoping that one day that it could help them instead of hurt them.
Good evening. My name is Clementine Wilbon. I'm Katherine Jackson's cousin, and I'm here to discuss the visit we had with my mother 2 weeks ago at the nursing home. And she really gave us some disturbing news about how Joe Jackson used to beat Katherine and molest the children and physically abuse them. A lot of times the family didn't know, and she was ready to hurt him for abusing her cousin. And as kids, me and Michael the same age, they didn't tell us the things that were going on in the home. They wanted to protect us from that. But I think it's time now for the world to really know what's going on so this can be put to rest. And pretty much that's all I have to say about that.
I don't think it will surprise you because most people know something has been wrong with the family a long time ago. I'm hopeful that we can finally get the Jackson family some counseling soon. My family needs some counseling too, just being honest. But the whole thing is Joseph certainly took his family through some very traumatic experiences that should not happen ever to any family. That's why I call Michael Jackson the ultimate victim, because that is what he was. He may have been rich and famous, but he was tortured most of his life. And so close to the end of this documentary here, we probably will also break it down a little bit more of how he was, let's say, sent through many traumatic experiences, especially at the hand of not just his father, but with other men who used the Jackson boys to play with. At the let's say, office of Dr. Fred Williams. There's more, so just hold on. It's coming too.
Look at here, baby. This is what all the girls say to me. Some girls say they want me for the love. Some girls say they want me for the love. Now I try to be the kind of boy that every girl would want.
And they would play right there in practice. So the elders back there. And do you know anything? And when Michael was little, they used to play with Walter Mack, Willie James.
Yeah, those are only two really
that Michael played.
Walter.
Walter Mack played with Michael when they was kids.
Because they're the same age.
They were the same age, and they used to roller skate together and do different things like that when they were children.
Right.
And so
the girls, me and Reba.
You and Reba used to be together.
And Jennifer was across the alley. And we Reba.
See, my cousins, they knew them better because they lived over here before they moved to here.
You mean Reba Jackson?
Yes, Reba was the one she used to play with.
Okay, wow.
She was older.
She was older, but she used to be with them all the time when they used to be over here at their grandma's house. Yeah, like they say when she let me. Yeah, because they all had their own issues. But at the same time, this is the land that Conmat lived on. Right here, this ground where my cousins used to brrr on their drums, their guitar, and do their singing. And Mom used to get out of work, come through here, and cause she used to comb Conmat's hair. And they were very, very close, her and Conmat. And she would always get off work when she got off work. She worked on Railroad Avenue. She would come over here, come through here, and would go in the garage where they were playing all the time, practicing before they became famous. Yeah, me and my cousin, we used to come over here. This was my twin cousin. See, she lived over here with Conmat right down the street, and they were very close.
Yeah, we lived across the alley.
Yeah, Martha, but we call her Conmat. And Mom, like Alberta said, Conmat was close to our side of the family, very close. Mother,
So Granddaddy was Catherine's second cousin.
Right.
Yeah, Catherine is
So
Granddaddy's
that made
second
him
cousin.
Our third cousin.
No,
Made
actually, Conmat and Mama was second cousins, and her and Kat was third cousins, which made Michael and them Mom's fourth cousin, and Michael and them our fifth cousin.
Regardless, we're in the family.
We're all in family, because we didn't talk that this and that, because we were so close. Right. We all played over here together as kids. Even Steveland was with us. Steveland Morris, he ended up being Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, I remember Stevie, not as well as you seem to remember.
I remember him because we was in.
He got older.
No, I remember when we was kids, when we used to be in the alley, when Grandma's house was over there, and Junior and all the boys went how they played with him.
Oh.
He would run down the alley. And one time we was over at Aunt Ruby house, we was playing hide and go seek. The hand Aunt Ruby house.
See, I don't remember all that part.
But you was with us, and I said, "You want to play with us, Stevie?" And I think it was Dara, what we call her? Dottie. Said he can't see how you gonna play with us. And
that
so,
sounds cold like her, but
I'm telling you, I remember like yesterday. Everybody had a sparkler. And so everybody had a sparkler. And so he counted to 10. He went right over there and said, "You it." And he said, "I quit." And showed then went back to playing this harmonica. I remember like yesterday.
See, I just can't remember that.
I remember like yesterday. We was over there playing. It was around 4th of July. We was all over Aunt Ruby's house. Mom and them was sitting in there at the table. We was in the back. He was sitting on the stoop. That's how many famous people we got in our family. But I thought we was famous as them. Matter of fact, I thought we was more famous than them. And real talk. But really though, I thought they was all the same. Just because they became famous, we still all the same. We all the same group from the same family. They just made it famous. I don't even want to be in their shoes.
My name is Willie B. Wilbon.
And Catherine Jackson.
Catherine Jackson is my third cousin. And Michael was a little boy when I was on a train coming here. I hope for with him. And Stevie Wonder lived with my grandparents.
So what about when she used to go to Aunt Annie's house, Mom?
What
You
happened
can
when,
believe
what
me if
happened
you
when
wanna.
Cat used to go to Aunt Annie's house, Mama? What happened when she used to go to Aunt Annie's house?
Cause she was beating her ass.
Who was beating her ass, Mom?
Joe.
What he used to do?
Joe Jackson.
What he used to do, Mom?
Come over and run all the kids out of the house. And she'll go over to my sister's house in the day.
Aunt Annie?
Annie's house. She didn't have no way to come back home. She had to have money to fly.
And did everybody be mad over in Chicago when Joe used to beat him up?
Oh, they wanted to hang him.
What about your brothers, Mama? Did they want to get him?
No, I wanted to be the one to get him.
I thought that was what you wanted, because you used to tell Daddy, what you used to say, well, Joe done jumped on Cat again. She over Annie house.
Yeah.
And you was to get him, didn't you, Mom?
I wanted to beat his ass.
Because he treated
I had my gun, 38 57 Magnum. I was going to go and pump it out on him. I had a rifle. I started putting it in the car, but I didn't want to kill him.
Because Cat was going back to him, wasn't she, Mom?
She was going back to him. She lived in the harbor with that rundown man.
And then they moved to Gary?
Then they moved to California.
After they left Gary?
After they left Gary, he come and got her. Because they made a lot of money down south.
They had a poor family, didn't they, Mama?
It was ugly. That guy, and since I know how, he would always check on me and Mama.
So, how often did he beat Catherine Jackson, Mama?
He'd beat her every night.
What?
Trying to have sex with his girls.
Oh, Jesus.
Look,
for real?
Look,
I'm not lying. She lived on Jackson Street.
Look at him, close the barn, look.
And she couldn't say nothing.
She couldn't say nothing?
I don't know. He'll beat her ass.
Did she say something about what he was doing to her kids?
I hear you. I'm telling you what happened. They run away, come back to East Chicago, live with Cotton Matt.
When you talking about Joe Jackson's daughter?
Joe Jackson getting his own girl.
Oh, Jesus. He was a pedophile, Mom?
Well, I don't know what you call him, but he was a hoe for as I said.
Mama, well, he wasn't molesting his sons, was he?
He had his kids all tied up. I'm not lying.
Joe Jackson was that mean, Mama?
He was so mean. He'll come over there and drag out the house.
What?
And it had to talk about...
He would drag out in any house?
That's what I'm saying. He was talking about killing them.
Cutting Matt was in the hospital in East Chicago at St. Catherine, Mama.
Well, how did Michael
came over dressed up like what, Mom?
Like a witch.
Like an old woman with he had a white wig on.
Uh-huh.
And dressed up like a woman.
Uh-huh.
And he had a cane.
Had a cane.
And that's the only way he can go over there and see his grandmama.
Uh-huh.
That's a shame, Mama. And they landed on top of the roof, didn't they, in a helicopter?
Talking about
Michael, when he came to see Cotton Matt, when she was sick in the hospital in St. Catherine, he came dressed up like an old woman, didn't he?
Uh-huh.
Everybody was talking about one, Mom.
Right. Ain't that a shame?
It was. But that's the only way he can see his grandmother, wasn't it?
Run away.
He was scared to go over Aunt Annie's house.
He was scared as hell. She said she'll cut his neck off.
That's what Aunt Annie said?
Uh-huh.
That's why he didn't go to Annie's house.
Because Aunt Annie was mean.
Aunt Annie was a mean lady.
Like her and Karen.
But she was meaner than Aunt Annie.
She was mean. As a rabbit. That red woman was
freckles. She had freckles in her face.
High yellow with freckles.
High yellow with freckles. She told Joe Jackson, come over here, I'll cut you up. And don't come up in my house because the cat wasn't going nowhere. Y'all used to call her Cat, didn't y'all, Mom?
Uh-huh. And my sister had to wash her clothes.
Catherine Jackson's clothes?
Uh-huh. He wouldn't allow her to do nothing on Jackson Street. Put them kids to bed. She better not stick her head out the door. Janice was so scared of him. I didn't.
So Joe didn't mess with you, did he?
He didn't talk bad to me. Them kids were eating food from the next door, getting them beans and.
He didn't hardly feed his kids, right, Ma?
He didn't feed them.
Oh my God! Get it,
I
Ma.
had so much food. My husband had a 17-cubic freezer.
I'm just saying, so the family used to take care of Catherine and her kids.
I know they did. Next door neighbors
Used to feed them.
every day. Put a plate on the fence.
Oh my God, that's why she's so tight with the lady next door, ain't it? We didn't know why, did we? That answer is right. The lady used to put the food across the fence to feed them.
Feed them? I'm not lying. I know what I'm saying. I know how it happened. The people used to boil a big pot or something and feed them kids and make some cornbread or either some flour bread. That Janet said he'll come back and throw the cover back, gap your legs on.
Oh my God.
Couldn't have been Janet. She was
not Janet, Mama Reeby.
That youngest girl.
Well, Latoya.
That youngest girl.
Janet.
Well, a baby.
Oh, she was a baby, Mommy. He was doing it. Okay, you know, I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm so shocked. I'm like, I can't believe this.
To hear that.
I can't believe this.
I'm a baby, and what you want to do to me? Yap your legs on.
He didn't care how old they was, huh?
What he said.
Wow, it was really amazing to just see, or shall I say, it was just amazing to see how Catherine Jackson's two relatives were shocked and overwhelmed by what their mother shared with them pertaining to Joseph Jackson. What it did to them was it tapped into whenever they were little, whenever they were young again, and all what they did not understand back then, hearing what their mother was sharing with them gave them total light on it, on the darkness of everything. It gave them answers. I did think for a second that, wow, if the world would know this, if the world could just hear this lady say this, it would pretty much be, how can I say it? It would be just total confirmation of what happened.
My name's Paul Robinson, and I was a former member of the Ripples and Waves, the Rhythm and Blues Band in Gary, Indiana. We had Gordon Keith, the manager of Jackson 5, is our manager, and they stole me from another group. I was an organ player with the Shades of Black, and I didn't have a bench at the time, so I was sitting on a trumpet case. All of a sudden I was playing, and I disappeared. But anyway,
you know, what Michael ain't do that to you, man. And then he was down there when they were just starting with Gordon, Keith, Joe, and all that friction. You know, when that's how he started his own goddamn band. Okay, I can't be with y'all, you know, because he said, skip it, you know. And you know what? Gordon probably ain't paying him no attention. He looked around like, boy, got some talent. You know, I think I can get back at the world, develop these boys, you know. And he had a lot of, you know, I mean, to see this cat, you know, Michael develop to that big star, and you sit inside, I know when he was a poop butt, you know, and you used to take him to Dairy Queen and buy him ice cream and now this cat is like, you know, they don't know me, you know, or they do know me, and the only time they ever mention my name is in the book Moonwalker. They mention Gordon Keith in that book. No other documentary, okay? And when they had the Miss America pageant, when Jermaine was here, they had a what you call it, not a replevant one. When they don't want you so close to somebody, you know. That's what they had, a restraining order on Gordon Keith, not to get near Jermaine, you know. If anything else, man, how you doing? You made it. Congratulations. Not saying, you know, it wasn't for me, you know, just exchange pleasantry. It wasn't like that, you know. They made him out to be a villain. If there was a villain, I think it's probably their daddy. It was going to be a villain in the picture. It was Joe,
You know.
Okay, and would you like to talk about that, about Joe, about how you think he was a villain?
Well, I don't really know a lot of particulars, but he was seemingly a mean man, you know, and he was so determined. He was a lightweight entertainer too, you know, but he was so determined to get out that mill and, you know, do something himself. So sometimes the parents live through their children, you know, and hey, I didn't make it, but y'all gonna make it, you know, whatever the cost. So in that, you see that their relations were strained, you know. I mean, that's your father, and you call him Joe? Now what the hell, that's the wrong picture right there, you know, Joe. You know, that's your father, his dad, Papa. Like my mother, like when I say mother, but don't say mom, mommy, you know, but, you know, don't call me mother, you know, like that. And you can tell there was something wrong right there when you deal with your parents on a first name basis. Something is off kilter. Okay, off kilter. And they had, when we saw with the Pheasant Run, everybody was in the act. Janet, before she became real famous, and the little boy that played the Congo, Randy. And I don't know about Rebe, but Latoya never had no talent as far as I was concerned. She looked like Michael, that's all I can say, you know. But she became a situation where she's making money telling family secrets or perpetrating, telling stories. We don't know if they were true. And some things, you know what, you don't want to know. Because it's sad.
It was so devastating to us when I went to interview my mom.
We thought it was just Rebe or Latoya, and she told her, all of them, even down to the baby, the boy, every last one of his children. Because my mama like went to jail twice from going up at the shooting. That was my mama's cousin. And we cried when I filmed it. It hurt me so bad. I was devastated that he did poor Janet too. And she was a baby. It was horrifying. When we went and talked to my mom, and we went to iterate this story, and I told Mom, you sure you're not talking about Reba? She said, she cussed. She said, I know what I'm talking about. He told Cat, you better not stick your head out that door. And if you do, and when she did to try to protect her children, he beat her so bad, she had to go to
Cutting Matt's house. When she left Cutting Matt's house, when he found her over there, they would take her and she would go down to my Aunt Annie's house, and my Aunt Annie would hide her from Joe, trying to protect her children. And I cried. I was devastated. I heard it when I was a child, before they became famous, and they called her Cat. He said, she would say, Will, Cat over Annie's house again. And my father would try to stop her. As a child, I didn't know. I thought he was just beating her up. But my mother lost her family over there because my dad told her, Willie B., you're going to lose your own family. If you go over there and shoot that man, then where you going to be away from your own children? And I seen my father stop her about at least 3 or 4 times when I was a child. But when I became an adult, she told us why she was hatting them, ranting and raving. It wasn't just because he was beating Cat. It was because she was trying to protect her children. And he would beat her unmercifully. And the children also. So not just Toya or Rebe. Every last one of his children. What the devastating part about it was, not only did he molest his children, he had Paul Michael up in the hotel's room having other pedophiles have him. That's when the tears, it hurt so bad to know this. It was devastating to me. So yes, you're on the right trail, Mr. Robinson.
Okay. Pick up where we left off at Mr. Robinson.
Okay, I don't really have any more to share at this point.
It's deep, man.
Because that was devastating.
That's what it did to us.
Think about it,
It
like
hurt
you
me
say,
so bad.
if you don't go to Hollywood, how things can happen to you. We lived on a small farm, okay? We had the cat life. My father refused to let that